welcome to another SH Figuarts review. This is SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Hercules, one of the 3 riders from the Kabuto movie. And I like all 3 of them, so I will try and find the other one eventually. And I got this because I'm pretty sure that the movie riders will not get a version 2.0 or the Reborn or the Shensei something. I'm totally messing that word up. So just like Kabuto and Dark Kabuto, because that's just a repaint of the exact same mold, and Attack, those 3 are getting version 2. I've already gotten 2.0s. Kick and Punch Hopper are getting 2.0s of their own, but these movie riders, I'm very certain that they're not going to get it, even though for the most part they are just Kabuto's mold. So, oh well. Anyway, this is all the way back from 2008 and has been sealed since then. So as soon as I got it off the seller from the Facebook Kamen Rider trading page, it's not new anymore. Let's see, that's like, this thing's like 10 years old. No, not 10 years old, 8 years old. And it's been brand new since 8 years ago. And now it's open. Value dropped. Oh well. And so yeah, back then, you know, reviewing one of these now, comparing it to all the other SH Figuarts I've just been filming, it's a huge gap. For example, the whole box is silver. It's black and white for the most part, apart from the logos. It's silver. And all of the other Kamen Riders had silver boxes, Cougar, whatever. Unless, if it was a standard release, it would most likely got in the silver box. Which, uniform's great and all, but this is far too uniform. If you have a bunch of these on the shelves, you're going to have to, you know, because the name's like sideways, you're going to have to tilt your head on the side, like, oh, what's this? Oh, what's this? Well, what's this? Whereas these days, all the boxes have different colors and stuff, like each series will have its own theme of box style, so that's cool. And of course, they will have the image of the actual suit from the movie or the show, instead of the picture of the figure, because I guess they thought the figure didn't look good enough for photo shoot. But it's also kind of funny because you can already see the differences between the toy and the figure just by looking at the box. Like, oh, there's the figure. Oh, there's the suit. Wait, why is the why have I got anoretic version? Oh well. Top of the box there, Hercules. My favorite one is the main one, Hercus or whatever it's called. The one with the 3 horns and the little flower. Yeah, he does actually get a little rose for as an accessory piece. That's cool. And there he is. Simple style and heroic action. Not from this guy. He's a bad guy. He's not a hero. He's a douche. Sort of. And yeah. Speaking of older releases, everything's like this instruction sheet has a baggie, which they don't do that anymore. Thank God. That's way better in my opinion. And this baggie has tape on it, and yeah, there's a lot of tape everywhere. These days, they're saving money on not using baggies, not using tapes, and I am completely fine with that. That's far more green. And you also don't get actual photos on the sheet anymore. These sheets are always drawings these days, so that's another difference. That's the movie logo right there, Godspeed, Love. I really don't like that movie title. That's bloody arrogant, like Kabuto himself. Like, oh, grandmother once said I'm the best, me. You know, Kabuto is a weird series. There's a lot of cool stuff in it, like Kick and Punch Hopper. And, you know, I gotta be honest, I do like the Kabuto suit and Attack's suit. But, I mean, come on, the character's a douchebag. I don't like him as a hero. I like Attack more. He's the cool guy. He's way cooler. I'd rather have Attack in the room than Kabuto. Kabuto series also had the worst riders as well, like Sword and Drake. They're stupid characters. And speaking of older releases, tape, and tape. Like, how much tape do you need? I mean, if I remove the tape, look at this. It's not going anywhere. It's secure. They're trying to be like super classy and stuff. Like, oh, you gotta protect it on stuff. Instead, they came across as being silly. Yeah. Come on, open up. Oh. I mean, this box is really tight, you see that, right? You don't need 4 pieces of sellotape, for God's sake. I'm so happy that they've stopped doing that. Anyway, here is the Kamen Rider Hercules in the box. So, just like Kamen Rider Rhea I was filming earlier, I mentioned that there's no excuse for them not to jam these releases with a lot of hands, because when you look at him, he's the exact same mold, for the most part, as Kabuto. Right. Just the helmet and this shoulder pad here and the belt, all Kabuto. Same. So he's got the same hands and stuff. He's got fists there, and he has his sword or item holding hand, and supposed to spray open kind of relaxy hands. So it's still a bit limited on the hands. They have space here to add more hands. He's got a sector that's a separate piece. That's good. So he can actually pose around with it, or Kabuto can rip it off him or something. And he has this weapon there, which is the same weapon as Kabuto, but not. The color is more silver and black. It's no red or any other colors on it like Kabuto's one, so it's painted a bit more simple, and I actually think it's cooler in that sort of black and silver style. I like it. Here is a side-by-side comparison of Hercules and Kabuto. Of course, they're not the same rider, but their base body is the same, apart from the shoulder pad and the head, really. And you can see the difference there. Now, I didn't have the original Kabuto to compare with this one, the version 2.0, but I guess I can compare it now. You can see that the old one is a lot skinnier, shorter, and the belt is attached to the hip piece, so you can't replace it with, say, like a decker driver or something, unlike the new one where the belt's actually, loose from the rest of the body. But I'm actually okay with that. Obviously, I didn't want to pick up the original Kabuto when I knew this version was coming out, because the head was too skinny, too small, and looked a bit weird. But I'm okay with this one not getting a version 2.0, because unless this is your favorite rider, this is just a movie rider. He's not a main rider, he's a side character. You can say he's not that important, and he's not even the final boss of the movie. He's just like one of the three characters that show up. So I'm okay with that, with him not being, the best version available. Plus, he was really cheap. So looking down here, now I do have some problem with his legs, not because they're really skinny and stuff, but they are. But he also kind of looks a bit lanky, like his legs look a bit weird. When even how does that happen? Like he's broken his leg, like So, it actually makes it a little bit harder to pose him. Because the upside of some of these older Figuarts is that they had the die-cast feet, which makes it easier for them to stand up properly because they're not top heavy. Having metal heavy feet definitely makes it a lot easier for them to stand. But here you are. I'm quite happy with this. Obviously, if there was a new version of him, he'll look nicer, and that's great and all. But I'm quite happy with this version as it is. It's not a bad figure, as you can see. It looks quite good. And like I said, he's not a main character, so I think that's okay. Like a trooper character is okay with the older versions. One of the things that you might not like is that I don't like too much though is this shoulder pad here. It's on one of these hinges, so you can see the black cuts into the armor. That's not cool. That was a common thing with some of the older figures like Cougar and many other riders, where not only are the joints show up on the top of the shoulder pad, but they also cut up the suit where other joints are, and that's not cool. When you're getting a Figuarts, you're expecting best quality, so something like this of an older Figuarts might bother people some. But these figures are also a lot simpler in design, so they also have less defects, you can say. And this is okay though, because this horn piece there actually covers up that joint, so it actually covers up the floor of old Figuarts. That's alright. Anyway, let's move on to articulation. With older Figuarts, one of the things about them is they're a bit more fun to twist and mess around with, because they feel less likely to break. With that Kabuto right there, it's a lot more detailed. It's a lot more detailed joints, which means it's also a little bit more fragile. So gotta be really careful with that one. With this one, you can be a little bit more rough. Double neck joint down. Really move the head around a lot. That's really cool. The giant horn up there, like yeah, totally move his head all the way around. Arm goes up, down, full rotation. Because it's got like a double socket thing going on. So his arms really move. Full rotation here. Double elbow joint. I'm trying to keep him in the focus area. Hands on a little swiveling peg joint. There's a double body joint there, but the bottom one's very stiff, so it's not really, does kind of get in the way. The armor piece does get in the way of the belt, so he can't move forward too much. And unlike the new Kabuto, where this piece actually a separate piece that moves, this one doesn't, so it can't move. With this arm, you can also move it all the way up, so there's not really anything blocking there. and this sector is on a rotating peg, so that's good. Leg goes up, leg goes up, leg goes up, leg goes down. I mean, leg goes up, leg goes down, leg goes in. Doop, doop, doop. Double knee joint, goes foot. So on, got swivel, swivel, sideways, sideways, really sideways, and his toe joint goes up. Oh, whoa, 90 degrees. Goes down a little bit. Nothing too special at the bottom of his feet, just standard. So boot pattern. But I have to say though, this not only is this on a swiveling joint, but this peg here, you see the peg's not moving because it's actually a ball in a socket. So that's really good. That gives it a lot of movement that it can do. So actually, can he do Kabuto kick because he's got this really good foot? Let's see. He can. Yeah, he can. He can do the Kabuto kick. That's cool. Plus with a die-cast feet, that should make it easier for him to stand, right? Is he standing? Come on. Haha, he's done it. Cool. Whoop. For an older Figuarts, this is actually a decent figure. It's fun to mess around with, and you know, it feels very sturdy. The joints are still tight out all this time. Sure, it's been in the box, hasn't been, you know, played around with, but it just goes to show that even old Figuarts has some value to them, that they were good quality when they were made back then. I thought it's like eons ago, but it's something like 8 years ago. But it's nice to look at this and compare how much Figuarts have changed over the years. There's far more detail these days, but for a simple designed character like this, the results are actually okay. Now the legs do feel a bit wonky for me, I don't like that too much, but just spend a little bit more time when posing and he should look natural. And yes, all the figures are a bit shorter, a bit skinnier, but overall, if you know, when he's standing next to other characters, he still looks decent enough. And the built-in design, because of how simple the suit design was in the movie compared to other riders we have these days, the end result in the figure still looks pretty decent. So if you are curious in picking up older Kabuto riders, this one's a definite. You can definitely consider this one. The paint job and the molding are pretty good for what it is. Now, there are two other riders in the movie, the golden one and the brown one. I would recommend those as well, based on this figure. And as for some of the other riders, for example, Kick and Punch Hopper are getting version 2.0s because those are pretty popular characters. Out of the Kabuto stuff, they're characters that people remember and actually really like. And I like them too. They're pretty cool characters, pretty cool designed suits as well. So those are getting remade, but I'm pretty sure for the most part that this character and the other two, or even stuff like Dracos or Sword, are not going to get remakes. The B, maybe, that could be something, but who knows. So as of right now, if you do like this rider, do consider picking him up, as I don't think that he's going to get remade anytime soon, and hopefully you can get him for a pretty decent price, because he's not exactly a rare rider, and not that many people want to keep him anyway. So if you like the design, this should be a nice little cheapo Figuarts pickup that you can consider. Subscribe, suggest, and comment below, and of course take care and have a nice day. Bye bye.